Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Floor Planner. This is your monthly recording where we're going to go ahead and talk about the new features that were unveiled and installed inside your platform with Floor Planner for the month of June 2022. And as I always say, I'm always here for customer success. I am here for you all to keep you informed, to give you the best information, to get you as comfortable as possible as you are mastering your technique using Floor Planner. So again, welcome back. As I mentioned, Floor Planner is not a stagnant program. It keeps evolving and changing and growing. The programmers all take advantage of the technologies as they keep coming available to us. So how wonderful is that? And the changes, these modifications that are helping your platform to be stronger are installed immediately inside your platform. There's nothing you have to do. And to be notified as to what are those changes and those new features and where do you find that list? So let's refresh you real quick just to get you back up to speed. When you're actually inside your platform in Floor Planner, as I am currently, if you go to the four squares in the upper left-hand corner, it will take you to your Profile tab, which this is all about yourself. This is all about me and my account. And most importantly, you gain this right-hand sidebar. With this right-hand sidebar, one of the tabs in there are the new features. The most current new feature will be posted at the top. And then there's a more button over there. If you select that more button, it will take you to this link for Floor Planner updates for the new features. And you can scroll through here, go back in time, maybe see some features you may have missed in the past. Right now, this is where we left off with our last recording from last month, where we were talking about the Matterport conversion, how you can take a Matterport file and go ahead and actually translate it to a Floor Planner project file. But that was last month, 2 months ago. So let's go ahead and talk about last month. So last month, there's two different features we want to talk about today. And one of them is the new photorealistic renders. This is being beta tested. It's in your system currently now. This will be the direction we're going forward. Really maintaining the mentality of photorealism. So Floor Planner is making sure that you have the most photorealistic renderings to be generated with your products, of course. And I'll take a peek at that today. And the second that we're going to talk about is a tab that you now have to report incorrect items or materials. There's over 150,000 assets inside Floor Planner, the three-dimensional assets, and that's just the general library within Floor Planner. And then beyond there, there's even over 60,000 or so additional assets from the other retailers and vendors that are joining the Floor Planner community. Sometimes there may be an item that's just not functioning the way you expected it to, and it's always good to communicate that. And now you have an avenue to send that information directly to the team over in the Netherlands, and I'll show you where that is also. So let's hop back into the Floor Planner platform. So we're actually, excuse me, logged in as myself currently. I'm going to go over to my projects for a second. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the updates, of course, are the new photorealistic renders. Today we start testing with our new render engine. Now we'll be offering the option to create photorealistic quality renderings for all project levels. So let's show you where this is all located. So again, I'm going to go ahead and open up a project that I've been working on currently. Just double click to open it up. Okay, so as I've been experimenting with this layout, let's go ahead and go into our 3D view for a second. And inside 3D, I'm going to go to one of my camera views. Maybe down here, camera 4. There we go. So what we're looking at right now is just a preview image of the project. It hasn't been rendered as yet. And of course, you know that you can create your cameras with the camera plus sign up here in the very center, the center icon. Pull down menu over here, of course, any of the cameras that you've created, and as you want to hop between them. This is important because the rendering with the new rendering tools for the photorealism beyond what we already have, these beta tests that we're working with right now for the new direction, it's very important that you're comfortable with adjusting your light levels to get the result that you want, the image that you expect it to be showcased as. Photorealism has a tendency to be real, and being real, sometimes we don't really understand in our mind's eye that realistic views are actually a little darker than you think they are. I want to make sure you're comfortable with knowing where to adjust your light levels to masterfully make the image as you would like it to appear. It'll be photorealistic, but you may want to adapt some of the light levels to be more to your liking as to what you expect the image to be looking like. So any such, so of course you can go to your cameras, and over here, once you select your cameras, we're right now on camera number 4, you gain this left-hand sidebar over here that tells you all about camera number 4. And in here, I just want to take a second to show you again how you can adjust the general light settings. You know, of course, with any lamps or lights that you have in your room, if you select them, you get the left-hand sidebar where you'll have the control in there to turn a light on or off. And there's a slide bar in there to go ahead and adjust those light levels. There's the actual lights and lamps inside the room. But I want to talk about the general ambient light that's inside, or the ambient light that's outside, with the division of your window, inside or outside. And to find those settings, it's based on the camera view itself. So camera number 4 here on the left-hand sidebar. It's in the light and scenery setting down here. When you select that light and scenery, you'll notice at the very top, there's a little sunshine for daytime. And there's a little moon up there for nighttime. So as you can see, I have the sun currently coming in through my little sundial down here on the left-hand side. You can see the sun by its direction. It's coming through the window currently. If I go up here and take the sun and change it to the moon, my sun goes dark because it's nighttime. We just turned off the sun. But we want to look at the sun. So for the sunshine as it's coming inside my room through the glass, you have the indoor setting, which is the interior ambient light of the sun. And then you also even have the outdoor lighting, which is the ambient light outside the glass. 2 different areas of light that you can adjust. So if I go to the indoor, I can adjust this light level from 17. I mean, I'd like to take it like in shots of 25%, 50%, and then all the way up to 100%. You won't see a change in your preview image, but you will see a change in your actual final render. So as you test this, I'll probably take it, like I said, in quartered increments, 25%, 50%. 75%, 100% to determine what result you want. Then you can tweak it from there. This is adjusting your interior light. If it looks a little too dark, kick it up. If it looks, you'd like it to be a little bit darker, and kick it down. Same thing for the outdoor lighting. If this looks really bleached outside and it looks way too bright outside for some reason, you can also then change this to the outdoor settings and then change the slider also. Very important, once you have set these numbers, is to make sure, remember, we're working on a web-based program, so you want to make sure you save this information out to the cloud. So hit your little back button up here in the upper left-hand corner, and it'll take you back to the camera itself. And inside there is that one tab in there for updating the camera. So these settings that we may have modified with the light levels and such, you want to update that camera before we send out the render. So I'm going to say update the camera, and it's been updated. Great. So we've made these adjustments to the light levels, and I think we're good to go to send this out as a render. Let me show you where they are located. So if we go up here in the upper right-hand corner, it's camera number 4 that we're working with. Hit the Export Image tab. And here we go. My project currently is a level 4 project, so it has been upgraded. So I have some additional options available to me. Standard definition quality, as we've always worked with in the past. Then there's the level 2 project upgrade, project level, as a HD quality render. Again, these are all the standards that we've been working with to date. Then the 3D tour option, which is a level 3 project upgrade. And then, of course, the photorealistic as it exists in the system currently with the iRay rendering engine at a level 4. Now, here's what's new is that down here at the bottom, you'll notice that this is a beta testing area down here, but you can use this now. If we were a level 2 project, you would be able to generate the first level of photorealism with the new rendering tool. And if you were a level 3 project, you could actually generate the high definition version of the same photorealistic, the new one, and also as level 4, you can take it up to the 4K. These options down here for photorealism, they are all equally photorealistic. The only difference between them, as you can see, is the dimensions and the resolution settings. If you needed something for a small monitor, something like your iPhone or such, and you just wanted a very small image, you can go ahead and do this SD photorealistic. If you wanted something for a larger presentation, possibly an iPad or on a PC, and you want to have a tighter pixelization of it, you can go ahead and do this as the HD photorealistic and all the way up to the 4K. Again, it's just a matter of the resolution that you're requiring. The photorealism is equal all across the board. That's the beauty of this direction that we're going currently. And again, these are in beta testing right now, but you do have access to them currently. So if I was to say, let's go ahead and send this out as a SD, as a JPEG 3D image, I could have the option if I chose to have a PNG image or a JPEG, it's fine. And very important up here in the right-hand corner, don't forget this current angle information. That selection as a current angle means you're just pointing and shooting around a room and sending out renders, not really creating a camera view, a dedicated camera view, which I do prefer to do because I like to go back to those same camera views and do different renders. So remember to change this because we do have a dedicated camera number 4 currently. And here's my camera number 4. So make sure you set that to the actual camera view you want to be utilizing because that information that we just updated out into the cloud and send it up to the web, all those lighting settings are all inclusive in there. So we're ready to go. At this point, we can just go ahead and hit the export photorealistic 3D image, goes out to the cloud, does its rendering. Remember, you don't have to wait for it because this will be deposited and waiting back for you at your home page dashboard under your exports. And you can also go ahead and view these as they're created. While you're in your 2-dimensional plan of the same project, we haven't even left the project right now, but we can just go up to 2D for a second. And you can see on the left-hand tab at the very bottom is the exports associated with this particular project. And here's all the exports that have been created. Here's the one that's being rendered currently. So it's still out there being processed, but when it's done, it'll come back here and it will also showcase back on our homepage in our exports. And there's the image. How fast was that? How wonderful that that came back so quickly. I want to go ahead and show you these images. And again, remember, you don't have to stay captive to your computer. You could have closed out your computer. This process would have finished itself and it still would have been there waiting for you, ready for you to view it. You can click on this and actually view this image, or you can go ahead and actually double click it over here and you can actually view it. Also, while you're working here in this pull down menu up here of all of your exports, you have the option with any one of these individual images you create to download a copy from the cloud to the device you're working on from here. And or if you made a really bad image and you just weren't happy with it and you just don't want to have the confusion anymore, you can actually trash it. You can actually use the delete key over here on the left-hand side. So the image we just created right here, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of these images that we've already created. You don't need to do anything with this. I'm just going to close this out for right now. It's just a preview that it was complete. And the images that I've created with this new beta testing, just to give you a sense of the realism. I haven't really completed building this model, but for my testing to see the light levels, I was actually doing some LED strip lights up here at the top, which are awesome. If you just do a search for in your library of assets inside Floor Planner, they have the ability to be placed and go ahead and set those light levels so that they're casting a light in the direction you want them to. Also did some extra design work in here, applying JPEG PNG images to the wall surface custom that we always talk about in our live webinars that you're more than welcome to join me with. But you can see the sense of realism has really accelerated. Let's go to another angle inside here. And I think this last one's really awesome. I think you're starting to see, although the renders with Floor Planner have been really beautiful in the past, I think you're going to see there's a kind of a new magazine quality to these images. I'm very excited about this. I'm anxious to continue working on this model as I keep exploring more of the features, but I've definitely learned, as I shared with you, adjusting and tweaking those light levels is going to be important, that you're comfortable with that, to master the result that you really want to achieve. But the natural photorealism within this new beta test of these new ranges of photorealism for Floor Planner, I think you're going to enjoy them. So go experiment. You have that available to you currently. And let's go back also, I believe, in our updates. We also wanted to talk about the reporting the incorrect items or materials. We have added a report feature that allows you to let us know when an item or material is not rendering correct in 3D or has any other issues like missing textures or a wrong scale. So if it's something just not functioning the way you want it to, definitely you can communicate that with this new tab for reporting the item. There are a multitude of different creation sources for the 3D models, because we also host 3D models that have been created by others. Not only do we create our own 3D models for yourselves, but we also do host other models. So depending on the actual source of the creation, some items might not have the ability to be reported through this tab. If for some reason an item does not function with the report tab inside here, you can still communicate that item through the other sources by actually sending an email to the support@floorplanner.com with the information about that specific item. Okay, but let's show you where this is. Let's go back into my Floor Planner account. And let's go back to select one of the items. So for some reason, although all these items are functioning really beautifully, so if I wanted to go ahead and maybe this item for some reason had some difficulty when it was rendering, something it did that I just didn't expect it to, or something didn't showcase correctly, and I wanted to go ahead and communicate that to the team over in the Netherlands, I could go ahead and just select the report item tab over here on the left-hand side. And how easy is this? They've already guessed at a few of your possible concerns, model looks incorrect, model is missing in 3D, etc. You can just select one of these tabs or hit other and just go ahead and type your actual issue that you're having with that item. I believe the preferred languages would be English or in Dutch. But you can describe your issue down here and then hit submit. And this will be communicated straight away to the team over in the Netherlands to be addressed. So it's a really cool, awesome connection. So if you find a little difficulty along the way, that's great. And we want you to share that information, because something, like I said, certainly could have slipped through the cracks or some error we did not anticipate for some reason. You found it. Let's go ahead and share it so we can get everything resolved. Those are the two features I wanted to talk about today. Really want you to take a look at that new photorealism. Don't be scared. Like, oh, what are these new tabs inside there for your export? Hopefully that description has given you a little bit more comfort as to what they are, and also inspired you to take a look at them, because I think you're going to see a new quality in your renders that you're really going to enjoy. So appreciate your time again today. I will see you again next month for another recording, as we will then be recording for the month of July. And remember that you, of course, are always invited to go ahead and join me for my live webinars, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. And your registration for those, of course, would be back on your home page. And on your home page, on your profile tab, upper left-hand corner gives you this training up here. This marquee actually rotates about every 15 seconds. So you can hit the join button for the flavor of webinar that you would like to attend, and it'll send you to the registration link to do so. Again, hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care.